like for example here, cultural identity speaking, you find that here, the necklaces here were of the Igbo culture. When you look at the goddess of the Igbo land, that they believe, you see the way she was doing her hair, her hairstyles, and that's what the Moninkim institution of the NSIBIDI culture are keeping. And then you find that they had this jewelry that they used to wear made out of beads with the hands, and they had this kind of semi-beach wear, which they were using at that time. I don't know the name, but it's about the Igbo culture. As I see here, I can identify some aspects of the culture. You can see the horn that the man has for leadership and successing of leadership from the family lines. You can see the cowries here that show the currency and the wealth of the man, which means that the ma'at, which is the double feathers that stand for righteousness, you know, are the authority and wealth of the man. And this ma'at, it reflects to the woman, who is the counterpart of the man that gives him this wealth. So that's how it was expressed.
This is BBS News, Biafra Broadcasting Service, Mouthpiece of the Biafran people. Atemobio! Yeah! Atemobio! Yeah! Igbo Queen! Yeah! Igbo Queen! Yeah! Igbo Queen Zone! Yeah! Efik me como!
Yeah! Emiedi!
Eyes on!
Yeah!
Eyes on!
Yeah!
Is okay, Nemia?
Yeah!
My name is John May. I am reporting live from Calabar, and today we are looking at the history and origin of NSIBIDI. And I am here with Mr. Eno Are Daniel, Acting Secretary, History and Culture, Subcommittee, Central Planning Committee, Committee of Ejagham Renaissance Movement. Mr. Daniel, yes, I have a question for you, some question. And number one question says, please tell us the origin of NSIBIDI.
It's a very heavy question, but thank you very much for the question. My name is Eno Are, design educator, interdisciplinary artist and community development agent. So I thank you for the question once more. The origin of NSIBIDI. The NSIBIDI, sign and language technology, as I call it. I being the coordinator of the NSIBIDI and Indigo, the Indigenous Art Academy in Calabar. I sit at the Cultural and History Subcommittee of the Central Planning Committee of the Ejagham Renaissance Movement, which has been launched this year. part of the movement of the Bantus, all Bantu African nations.
Okay.
So we're having a renaissance to join the African leagues, like the Universal Negro Improvement League for Africans. So the Ejagham people are a people who come from a very long dated history, being at the History and Culture Subcommittee. So it gives me information to certain structures of the Muzunko and heritage culture, of the people using the NSIBIDI sign and language systems. NSIBIDI is a language system that was invented by the ancestors of the people who speak that language, ascendants of the Bantu nations worldwide. NSIBIDI is a system that encodes digital technology about Africans and the universal lifestyle culture, which is natural lifestyle culture. All the people of the indigenous hinterlands of Africa, from Zanzibar at the southern horn of Africa, across to Kenya, South Africa, Cameroon, Gabon, right up to Egypt. A civilization of people who began to spread from the hinterland into the built civilization, which they call the Egyptian civilization, which we know that the world today honors and have reaped all of its fruits from there. But there were always language systems that the people used to communicate their values, which will help them to develop their memory bank, where we talk about the heritage culture today, which we are promoting with digitalization. We are here on the camera talking about the NSIBIDI, our children were here. So it's all about that. How do we encrypt information and keep it? So the system of the Ejagham people, which are an aboriginal people, a people of a natural culture, an ancestral culture, a culture of righteousness and spirituality, a culture of scientific and technology development, which we call the evolutionary or the re-evolutionary cultures, which is what we are trying to practice today. That's the first thing to note about the NSIBIDI culture we talk about today. The second thing to notice about is historicity, that the NSIBIDI culture and language systems that regulates livelihood and society, okay, as brought to us by our ancestors, people from the Ibibio, Igbo, Anang, and Ekoi, the Cameroons, Ejagham, Efiks, Ijo, all of the Niger Delta settlements are speakers, and we're speakers of this NSIBIDI language, but it is lost. We cannot speak it anymore. We don't understand its writings, which we are trying to showcase today. It's a language that has been 5,000 years, even before the Egyptian hieroglyphics, which means that it's a civilization that predates what we know as today's civilization, which governmental systems have been able to resource from to form our new civilization and development patterns. So the NSIBIDI, what we know historically, is dating far back as 5,000 years, even before the Egyptian hieroglyphics. So you add the years.
All right.
So as you can see here, we present to you the NSIBIDI group receiving Princeville. It's presenting to you here the cultural heritage which the African people of the Bantu race have invented as technology that keeps information. This is an engraving of a monolith sample which is at the Alok sites under UNESCO studies about African culture. You see that these ancients had to carve these faces on this stone that we don't know the technology, how many thousands and millions of years that this technology was invented by the Africans of the NSIBIDI culture. You see that the ancestors were carving, and this stone, we don't know what kind of stone they used in instruments, and the American State Department through the UN is bringing a program here with Dr. Abu to study and know about the people of the Alok settlement in Ikom, where we are going to be doing the African heritage seminar very soon this June. So this June or later this May. So this is what we are going to bring the world to know. You will see there are two of them. They are twin monoliths. This one was being stolen by somebody who tried to carry it off the Alok site, and because of the fact that there was security and museum education and heritage education, the people now had to drop it down because they couldn't go anywhere. They would realize that they have stolen it. And so these two pieces were broken and were carried by the truck. That saw it, and they brought to the museum. So the museum had recovered this one and had brought this here. This and the other one are twin, just to show also the aspect of duality in the arts. You know, they are twin. And as they are planted here, these are the original copies of thousands of years. You find most of them in circles like this circle, and there is a king in the middle. So we believe that this is the king and that's the queen. So, but in the Alok sites, you find that there are the monoliths, different monoliths, like a circular form of galactic placements, you know.
Thank you very much, Mr. Daniel, for your wonderful explanation. And the second question I have for you here is why is it that the Efik exerted much influence on NSIBIDI than the Ejagham people? May I know the reason?
Yes, influence when we talk about the new histories of the new times. The Efiks have gotten, as history tells us, a lot of exposure with the traders from the colonial lands, like from the colonial masters, from the Portuguese who started exploring the coast or the west coast of Africa, that embodies this mass land of population I'm talking about here, which I cited in my introduction. So the Efiks were the persons who were at the coast of the banks of the rivers, the Upper Nile and Lower Nile, as Egypt's civilization was being ruled, where Nubia, where the Efik people are descendants or ascendants. So they were at the coastal areas where there were the rivers, where the colonial masters and the explorers of the Portuguese, British, French, Dutch come and meet them first, before going into the hinterlands, because the hinterlands were inhabited by the Ejaghams, who were the people who were in the hinterlands, because the civilization of the Efiks had gone to Egypt before and come back into the hinterlands, to the borders of the sea, the Nile Valley, rivers and the tributaries, which the Calabar rivers also is part of it. So they had influence because they met the colonial masters before. So their language and their culture was shared to the world, and the Western world and the outer world before the people of the hinterland, which were the Ejaghams.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Daniel. I would like you to show all the NSIBIDI signs and language and the writing.
Okay. Well, I think for that we can make a tour to the wall, which is like our museum, which we keep artifacts for you to see what we produce and what we don't produce, and what we produce out, right? First of all, look at our logo of the NSIBIDI, okay. Arts and Technology Development Hub, here at the National Gallery of Arts, where we are. You see, these are two letters here, distinct letters, which our ancestors wrote to indicate their thoughts. This is the sign of love. This is the sign of unity. Okay. So it means that the alphabet for love is this ideograph, and for unity is this ideograph. That's why you see two arrows indicating that this is love, this is unity. So the fact that you transcribe writing in signs or information is what is NSIBIDI, encoding information. You understand? This is another one. This one is the most capital of the NSIBIDI, which means to say congressional leadership, congressional livelihood. Everybody here is a pillar making the circle to stand, which is community lifestyle, which you see today, the people have taken in some concept like Christianity, where communities meeting together. That's NSIBIDI, speaking the language and dialogue of the people. So you see other forms of them, like here, this sign has been used here on the jewelry, right? You know, to produce the jewelry, which we are going to be wearing in the Wakanda lifestyle systems. You see here also NSIBIDI being something of indigenous and natural technology. You see how we produce beauty out of natural resources. These are grasses and they are seeds. These are coconut shells that have been polished and worked. These are shells from the Sea of Calabar. You know, these are wood. This is original cowrie. This is.
Can I make use of the cup?
Yeah, you can. It's for princes. Yeah, you're an African prince. So you can.
Wow, this look nice on me, right?
Yeah. So that's that. So you see some of the NSIBIDI too, still on fashion. This is still on fashion. This sign is a sign of the sun, as you see on the left-hand side.
Okay. And
this sign is a sign from Ghana, showing that the seed. This is a sign from Ghana. The seed of the Queen Asantewa.
Okay.
This queen that went on battle for the seed to defend Africa from colonialism in Ghana. And she had some other threats to Ivory Coast. This is issues for prayer, somebody praying, you know. So this shows the spiral, which is life, going round and round and square like a labyrinth. Right. So understanding and wisdom, that's what it indicates. So all these writings, we are trying to put them on dresses, on fabric, on different things. You can see them even on the crown of the Ejaghams, which we were trying to design for the symbol of the king of the Ejaghams and the king's men. You can see in NSIBIDI is the leopard, which is the Pan-Africanism, the panther of Africa. You see the caps we wear, see the mufflers we carry, you know, shows that the African pantheon of mystery of God through nature and through man and rulership, it's been shown there. And all is unity, all is love and unity, all is love and unity. So the expression of the NSIBIDI is in various forms. It's in various forms, in science, in writings, in information, in images, you know. So every time you can still create more language and sign and encode them like the emojis for the NSIBIDI. Like for example, you see also most of them on what we carve. You see, this is still NSIBIDI here. You see, this is NSIBIDI here. This is a square. This energy moving. It's writing that have been engraved on this seed. You see the NSIBIDI that we write here. This is the sign of running water, the sign of the snake, of the serpent moving, of energy moving around. Circle, that's NSIBIDI here. This is NSIBIDI here that you see. This is what they call people call in Christianity the Star of David. You know, it means as above, so below, energy, time and space, before and after. So we use it to teach with them. Judaism even. You know, a lot of cultures have embedded, but it started 5,000 years ago that these signs were written for the first time. 5,000 years before even the Egyptian hieroglyphics. So this writing had been written before hieroglyphics. All right. So these are some of the places we use the NSIBIDI. You can see also here, this is a sign for communion. Okay. You can see here eating in the table with drink. You see drinks, you see water, you see food. So we had these concepts and the cutlery even before, you know, our civilization. So the NSIBIDI people of this stretch, this as long as their memory has been kept through the heritage culture. So that's why we promote the NSIBIDI writing systems and the NSIBIDI educational systems.
Thank you very much, Mr. Inodandia. And you are watching Biafra Broadcasting Service, that's BBS. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on our social media platform. Thank you very much.